This week, we're going to talk about beating the heat, ways to stay cool when you're visiting Disney. This is episode 31. I'm Sariah.
I'm Aurora.
And together, we're just your average Disney travelers. It is Memorial Day weekend, and that is the start of summer. Yay! School's out. Well, at least for Rory.
Yeah.
Not every school, but our new school district where we live now, you're out. That's nice. Back home, they've still got, 3 weeks left? Poor suckers. Sorry, guys. But anyways, yeah, so summer has started, and normally that's pretty much when you start getting the hot temperatures, except where we live, we've had them for a while because we're in the desert, but that's okay. Yeah. At Disney, summer is pretty much the hottest time, of course. And if you're at Disney World, it's not just hot, it's humid. All sorts of fun, sprinkled with afternoon thunderstorms. So all sorts
You're
of
really
excitement.
selling the idea.
Well, and a lot of people, that's when you can go because school's out. And so you do, and you just go and you deal with the weather. Now, we have been in Disney World during the summer.
Yeah.
We've also been to Disneyland during the summer. It's not our preferred time to travel. We usually will try to go during the other times of the year, either during a break or I am naughty and take my kid out of school for it.
But which was easier before. Now it's not as easy.
It's getting harder. But we do try to avoid summer when we can. However, when you go, there are ways you can still go and enjoy the parks. And if you go prepared, the heat doesn't have to be that bad. There are things you can do, right? Yeah. You can prepare and it's still going to be hot. And if you're in Florida, it's still going to be humid. But there are ways that you can make it more manageable. And a lot of times it's even just starting with a frame of mind, knowing what to expect so that you're not unpleasantly surprised when you get there. Then makes it a lot easier to handle.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start with an idea? What would be one of the first things you bring up as a way to beat the heat at the parks?
Whenever I think of that, I think of misters. But I've been enlightened, and now I know that apparently they don't last that long.
Oh, so there's different kinds of misters. So like the Disney, especially at Disney World, hold on. So at Disney World, they'll actually have, and you've talked about this like in Tomorrowland where you can look up and.
Oh, yeah, those
so
ones.
They have
those ones.
misters.
They have misters, yeah.
Throughout those Disney World especially.
Those are really good.
Disneyland, I think, has a couple.
They have
I don't
some,
think
but
that
not
there's
as
as many.
Yeah.
But at Disney World, they have more. Or you were talking,
I was talking about the ones that are like spray bottles, but they have fans at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like where it squirts out water and it just goes.
And I think the only reason why they don't last long is sometimes they just get abused.
Take good care of it.
Yeah.
It should last
it's really
decent amount of time.
For sure, probably. The trip, as long as you're not
definitely. Yeah.
Throwing them around and dropping them on the ground constantly and stuff. But those are really good because we would just attach it with a carabiner or something to Dad's backpack. Poor Dad. He's like the camel. We literally will use a camelback backpack full of water, and then we add all of our things to it. The popcorn bucket and the Mr. Fan if we have one that trip. And oh, don't worry, Dad will carry it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But anyhow, you could hook it onto like a stroller if you have kids and you're having a stroller with you. And so the Mr. Fans are good. And sometimes, I mean, heck, if you don't even have a Mr. Fan, even a spray bottle to spray water and then it'll evaporate off if you would feel good. Or the handheld fans without the mister. So whatever combination.
Or you can do both. Have a handheld fan and a spray bottle and then just do it manually.
One has. If you're going to have both, combine them, make it easy on yourself. But yeah,
those are saying.
It's an option.
Yeah.
So whatever works best, whatever you have, whatever you are able to conjure up, But whatever combination works, those are quite refreshing.
Yes.
And every chance you get when you see misting going on in the parks, just go to it.
Stand in it.
Yep, go to it.
Soak it in.
Don't even feel shy about it. Just do it because it feels so good.
Yes.
And it'll, as you walk away, and it just feels so nice. Okay. I would say wearing light colored clothing and lightweight clothing. So, and I mean, I think that's common sense. If you have like the material, the fabrics that are wicking and stuff, so that you can get that drawn away from your skin, that feels really good too. So just, yeah, be smart on your clothing. What were you gonna say?
I'm just thinking about how like most of my shirts are dark colored, and I'm 90% of the time wear hoodies, and so I'm either wearing hoodies, which are also usually typically dark colors, or I'm wearing a dark colored shirt.
Now, I have a brother who almost lives in camo, long sleeve camo, and he lives in California. And so even in the summer, if we're doing family gatherings, he'll still even outdoors, we'll still wear the long sleeve camo, because there is some truth to, even if you're wearing a long sleeve, like maybe a lightweight hoodie or a long sleeve shirt, even though you'd think that's a longer shirt and more material and it would make you hotter, it actually can sometimes make you feel cooler. The sun's not hitting your skin. You're not going to have to worry about sunburns.
I have to worry about that.
Redheads do have to worry about that more. But anyway, so there is some logic to wearing a long sleeve shirt even in the summer. I know you like hoodies.
I don't apply logic to
hoodies.
I don't apply logic to it. I just like them.
It's just a preference.
Yep.
If we need to get you some lightweight, light colored ones. No, that's not good enough. Never mind. All right.
Well, I don't mind lightweight. This one's actually pretty light, actually.
The one you're wearing right now?
Yeah.
It's not too bad, but
it's like a normal,
a thick shirt.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any other? What would be another one you might want to bring up?
Drinking lots of water.
Lots of water. Drinking lots of water, and don't substitute that with soda. If you're drinking,
that makes you more thirsty.
Yeah. If you're drinking soda, that does not count toward your water intake. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. You could even, I mean, it'd be kind of, I don't know if people would really do this, set an alarm to make sure everyone drinks water every hour or something, but maybe every time you get off a ride, everyone take some water, drink some water. Just make sure it's constant. When you're out there in the heat, that is man, it will drain you. It will drain your energy. Your mood drains with it. And so the more hydrated you can stay with water or a Gatorade or something like that, that's actually going to replenish what you're losing from all that sweating and being out in the sun, that will help you feel so much better. It'll help your kids feel so much better. So many fewer cranky meltdowns can be solved just by being hydrated. So Libby mentioned that we like to take the Camelback backpack in. My sister has hydration packs for every one of her kids, even the littlest, which I'm not sure what the youngest point he started at, if it was like 3 years old or something like that, but even the little kids have their own little hydration packs. They always have water on them, and it makes it so dad isn't carrying everybody's water. We're a smaller family. We make dad carry it, but we have gotten to the point though too, when we split up, I do encourage Aurora to have a water bottle with her or something. Actually, now you have one of those hydration packs as well.
I do now,
and so she can still have that with her, even if she splits up, or even just so that she's carrying her own weight. And what was I else going to say about the drinking lots of water? I don't recall. Man, it just totally blew my mind. Oh, that's right. So the other great thing about water in the parks is if you go to a quick service restaurant, you can get free ice water. In fact, in the summer, they anticipate this, and I've gone to where I walked up to the counter and they had like a dozen cups of free water, and you just went and grabbed what you wanted and take it back. You can't like hand them your water bottle and have them fill it up or anything like that, but you take your water, the cups of water they'll give you, and it's ice water, and it's filtered ice water. It tastes good. It's nice and cold, and you take it back and you can put it into whatever water bottle or like hydration pack or anything that you have that you're using to carry your water. You can transfer it to that. And so throughout the day, you can keep replenishing nice, cold, filtered water. And I just absolutely encourage you. That would be one of the top tips I'd say for going in the summer. It's probably one of the most important things besides putting on sunscreen. Right? Yeah. Okay. Was that me or you? That was you.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. The next one I'll say is wearing a hat or a visor. And in the summer, I actually would recommend the visor over the hat, as long as you're not my husband. Oh, he doesn't watch this anyways. It doesn't matter. He's got a nice little bald spot. It'll get burned. But a visor is nice because it doesn't have the cap holding in any heat on your head. It allows that to escape, but it still shades your face. And so it provides a little shade, which can feel cooling, and then also doesn't trap heat on your head.
Yeah, and it prevents sunburns.
Prevents sunburns, yeah. I mean, if you don't have a visor, then a hat will work.
I wear hats. Yeah, and that was fine.
And Dad wears hats. If I wear something, I wear a visor in the parks.
Yeah, I don't even have a visor.
We could get you one if you wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have another thing you would say?
Yeah. I'm just blinking.
That's okay.
Yeah. Plan to have breaks and go to like a pool or some water, like whether it's like at the parks where it's like one of those water areas, or it's like at the hotel and there's like a pool.
Yeah. They used to have, so I'm trying to think where they have at Disneyland now, whether it be a water play area, because they used to have one in Bugs Land.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. But that, of course, is no more because Avengers Campus is coming.
Splash Mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But that's not like a little play area for kids. No. At Disney World, they do, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the new Fantasyland over, there's like the circus area over near where you're going to go to Dumbo. I believe they have a water splash pad, like Casey Jr.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's nice because that's in the parks. But they don't necessarily have a ton of those. So I wouldn't necessarily count on that being your plan for any day you're in a park, any park, just only on those ones, those rare ones that have them. But you could always, especially when you're at Disneyland, we've said so many times, it's so accessible. If you're at one of either the Disney hotels or at a Good Neighbor hotel that's on harbor or close enough that's within just like a 10-minute walk. Super easy to go back to your hotel and either go for a swim or take a nap and be in the air conditioning. And I have always said that this is a good idea anyways, especially when you have kids, but most especially in the summer. I mean, it's the most miserable time of the day is that, that early mid-afternoon time. It's when the park ends up being crowded. Everyone's cranky. You're really not missing much if you go and take an hour break, maybe even a 2-hour break, totally recharge those batteries and get back afterwards. You'll feel so much better. And kind of like along those same lines is planning. You can plan a sit-down meal during that time, during the hotter times of the day. Maybe you delay your lunch instead of having a lunch at noon or, real close to noon, maybe have it at 2 instead and sit down from 2 to 3 or even 3:30. Take your time and sit down in one of the inside restaurants, a table service restaurant, and just relax, get off your feet, drink some fluids, have some meal, and then just feel a little bit refreshed before going back out. I mean, you can still just choose to have a lunchtime and then a dinner time, but we often, when we did go in the summer, especially to Disney World, that was what we tried to do. We tried to plan a late lunch, and then you really didn't even need dinner. Usually we just had like a snack or something around dinner time, or hey, ice cream, have an ice cream during there, which is another good thing you could do. Keep cool. There's lots of frozen treats, frozen bananas, even if you want to try to be healthy and still have a cold treat. But okay. There are a number of attractions and then areas also that you can go to around the parks that are good for when you need to cool off. So what would be on your list for attractions?
Well, Small World, it's very cold. They blast the AC in that thing.
Almost too cold for you?
It's just, I'm always freezing in that ride. It also has good cell reception, which we mentioned before. But that's not exactly a favorite ride of everyone's. So, but if you just want to cool down for a bit, that's a good one.
That one made my list too. And I actually really do like the Disneyland It's a Small World quite a bit, a lot more than I like the Disney World It's a Small World. Also, Disneyland, even though the queue is entirely outside, often it's really not a very long line. Disney World, I think the queue often gets longer, and even though it is inside and shaded, it's a longer wait, and I don't like that version as much. And so at Disney World, that might not be one of my go-to places, but at Disneyland, I do agree that that's on my list. I will go to It's a Small World. It's not a very long wait to get on it. And then it's nice, relaxing. I don't care if it's not my favorite. If I'm really there just to cool off, I don't hate it. I really do like the ride. And if I doze off for a few minutes, no harm, no foul. Totally fine by me.
Yeah.
All right. What's another one?
Basically any roller coaster, to be honest, like Thunder Mountain.
Is that because the wind in your face?
Yeah.
It cools you off because of that? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
It's also adding, like, there's some that have, like, where it splashes water. I know in Toontown, like, that, whatever it's called.
An attraction?
Yeah, the little roller coaster in Toontown.
Do you get splashed on Go-Go Coaster?
Yeah, they have, like, little frogs that squirts at you.
I totally forgot about that
I remember once I had like a face paint or something, where like protect the face.
I've forgotten about that.
It doesn't happen often, but there are some rides that do have like moments where it just like kind of splashes water.
Mm-hmm. Of course, there's rides like Splash Mountain or Cali or
it's a bit more than a splash.
Yeah,
but like
so
the fast-paced ones.
So one of the ones that made my list is, this should not be a surprise because it's my favorite, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. That's
a good ride.
It's the ride itself is all indoors, of course. And even though now you can get splashed with water, but I don't even consider that as part of it, because a lot of times you don't get splashed with water.
It depends on where you sit. If you're sitting in the front row on the side, you're going to get wet.
Yeah, you're a lot more likely to get a little bit wet.
But the middle and the front row, you're going to be completely dry.
Yeah.
I've been completely dry when I've been there.
Yeah. But I do like that ride because it's a lengthy ride. So it gives you a good, right now it's 15 minutes exactly, because you have to, in California, they have a very strict rule of the ride itself can only be 15 minutes long, or else they can't use that. That's the California's rule because of the pandemic. But in normal times, it may be a minute or two longer than that. And so it gives you a nice solid chunk off your feet in air conditioning and relaxed. And again, I love this ride. So I never mind going on, and I'll go on it over and over and over every day if I want to. But it also, I guess part of the benefit of having gone many times is if I doze off, oh well. If I take a little nap, although I'm less likely to there. I think I'm less likely to on that one. The queue is primarily outside, but most of the area is covered, shaded. I mean, it's got trees. It's pretty. I feel like it's pretty in there.
Yeah, I like the feel of it.
It is. It's just a really nice, pleasant area.
I don't remember what the queue is like at Disney World. I don't even know where you enter.
Pirates? So the queue in Pirates, in Walt Disney World, it's all indoors pretty much. I've never been in it, the queue where it spilled out to outdoors. So it's all indoors, which that also is nice. Their line tends to be longer, I think, than the Disneyland's one, but at least in the times that we've gone, but it is all indoors at least. So you're going to have cool air. And so that's not a bad option.
I'm just trying to figure out where it is and like what the entrance looks like, because I have like no memory of what it looks like.
I'll have to show you a picture later, hon.
Yeah.
Okay. Any others? What would you?
I had one. Ariel's.
Yes, that's on my list also.
That's also another one that makes me really cold.
Ariel's is nice and cold. The Little Mermaid ride over in California Adventure, or if you're at Disney World, it's in New Fantasyland in Magic Kingdom. That's a great one. At Disneyland, the line is almost non-existent. It really has very, very low line. And
it's all usually indoors. If it's not, then it's still shaded.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Now, the only drawback on that one is I feel like that ride itself is shorter.
Yeah.
And so you're not really getting a whole lot of a break, but it is refreshing.
Yes.
One I thought you were going to say is Indiana Jones. Because that queue is all inside.
That's true.
And not only that, but it's not only is it all inside, but it's an interesting queue inside.
Yeah, and the ride itself has moments where it's a bit more fast paced, so you get a bit of that
breeze in your face. Yeah,
and but it's not like I love that ride.
Yeah,
I want to go on it.
Well, we need to get California or Disneyland to let us to come. We are waiting for them to say the word. All right. So another one that I really like is the railroad, just to ride the train. Now you're not indoors, but most of it is shaded, and it's just relaxing. You get off your feet and you can stay on that thing as many times as you want for as long as you want. So if you are still tired, you can stay on it. Oh yeah, honey, you've been on the train. The railroad that just goes through Splash Mountain.
Okay. Is that the one that has like the behind the scenes kind of thing?
I guess. What behind the scenes?
Is that the one that has like the? Is it
in Disneyland?
Yeah, in Disneyland.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure which behind the scenes you're talking
Or
about.
maybe not behind the scenes.
It goes.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the People Mover.
Oh, you might be over
That's
at
what
Disney
I'm
World,
thinking of.
which is another one. If you're
I'm
at Disney
thinking of
World,
that.
that one is a great one too.
Yeah.
And then the final one I was going to say for attraction, actually, I've got two more. Animation Academy.
Yes.
Going and doing some pictures there. You're sitting down. It's an enjoyable activity. It's all air conditioning, and it's like a 10 to 15 minute session. So
Probably,
it's a good chunk of time off your feet. And then the other one is any show, really, almost any show. My favorite, of course.
Fantasmic.
Well, no, I meant like during the day when it's hot.
Oh.
During the day when it's hot, my favorite in terms of getting you off your feet and being somewhere air conditioned would probably be the Frozen show right now. Whatever's playing at Hyperion, because at Hyperion Theater in Disney's California Adventure Park, that generally is almost an hour-long show. You want to take a nap. Who cares if you like the show? It's air conditioned. It's comfortable seating. It's, it's in the dark. Just go and take one of the upstairs seats in the corner. Who cares? And just sit there and take your little nap because
great moments with Lincoln.
Great moments with Lincoln. Do you know the reason why I didn't name that one though is great moments with Lincoln. It's not necessarily timed. So you don't know exactly what time the doors are going to open. And so you don't know if you get there, they might have just closed the doors. And now you got to wait 15 minutes for them to reopen again.
Right.
Whereas at least the theater has set times of when it starts and when they're going to be opening the doors. So you can get there just in the right time. So you're not really waiting outside long. And then you just get in and sit down and take your hour-long nap and then you're good to go. Anyways, okay. How about favorite spots that are not attractions, but just places to go in the parks? Do you have any?
No.
Honestly, for me, I was like, okay, I feel like we need to revert back to the Mother's Day episode where we talked about the mom hacks and places to take your kids that are quiet.
Those. Like,
all those areas.
I don't have anything new, but like.
And the ones I would highlight are in Disneyland Park, Tom Sawyer Island is probably your best option for where it's going to be cooler. And it's not indoors, but it's cooler. It's shaded at least.
Wait,
and
like Disney World or Disneyland?
Well, either one actually. Magic Kingdom or Disneyland.
The Redwood Creek.
Redwood Creek Challenge is really good in California Adventure Park if you've got little kids that want to play. That gives you a good excuse. We don't really have that excuse anymore. And so it's kind of like, okay, well, technically you could go in there, but it would be kind of like, yeah, don't mind us. We don't have kids. We just want to take advantage of the shade.
We can just pretend that one of those kids are ours.
That's not creepy at all. That won't get us kicked out of
we're just like kind of sitting there kind of like, like we're pretending that like we have little kids in our group that are
they wouldn't know if our kids are over there climbing on the rope.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I didn't mean like actual.
Hey Billy, stop pulling your sister's hair. Okay, and that's all you have to do, and then no one knows, and yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean like literally pretend like that if one of the actual children. I didn't mean that.
I know. Okay, so if you're over at California Adventure Park, where that is, another area that we mentioned last time would be, and we just talked about it now, the animation building. Mm-hmm. It's again
that's cold. All of the AC areas are cold.
The AC areas are cold, but that's because they have to. It's like once you get out, it's so hot.
I also just don't like the cold.
You don't like cold. I think it feels great. But yeah, that animation building is a great place. They do have quite a bit of seating. I'm not going to say you will always be able to find a comfy seat, but if you stand around for a few minutes, eventually someone will get up and you can steal their seat. And they're cushy seats. They're comfy, and they have music and videos playing. And it's not exactly quiet, but it's cool and dark and relaxing if you need a break. And then the last one, I think we mentioned before that I would highlight really is any covered bench around the Pixar Pier area. There's one that's right across from, there might be more than one actually on that side, but there's at least one over right across from like where Midway Mania, Toy Story Midway Mania is. That is just right on the water side. And then there's another we talked about underneath the Silly Symphony swings. And because they're right on the water, I don't know, it plays with my mind. It makes me feel like it's cooler. Might not be, but it makes me feel like it is. So anyways, so those are probably the spots I would go to. And then like we said before, going to the, go take a break. Leave the parks if you need to. If you need to, just go and take a break. The best option to avoid the heat is don't go during the summer.
Yeah. Just go during the winter.
Yep, go during another break. Yeah, take your kids out of school like me. Be a rebel.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, if you're going this summer or planning for next year, those are some ways that we would recommend keeping cool. Do you have any others? Would you add? Let us know. But that's it for us this week. Anything else from you?
Nope.
We're good. Okay. Well, enjoy your summer. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See you.